I'm going to show you how to make two different types of asteroids. The first one is super simple and actually a little more realistic, while the second one takes some time but looks way more interesting. Simply use Blender's rock generator. Press Shift A, go to Mesh and Rock Generator. All the way down on the settings there are presets. And look at that, there already is an asteroid preset. Tweak around these jumpy settings till you find something you like. Real asteroids mostly are just round stones with some dents. For shading, a rock texture does the trick. But let's use a color ramp to make it just black and white. You can apply all modifiers and sculpt in some details if you like. Spawn an icosphere. Let's give it a subdivision of 4 for now. Use proportional editing to shape the asteroid of your dreams. Now let's make some holes. For that, metaballs. They are awesome to make natural looking and connected structures. But let's be even more lazy and use a particle system to scatter them around. Summon a cube and place it around the asteroid. Give it some room. Go to Object, Viewport and change Display As to Wire. Then go to Particle and hit that plus. Leave it on emitter, but we need to change some things. First, we want them to stay in place. So to make them not afraid of the cube anymore, we go to Velocity and take the normal all the way down. Then we go to Field Weights and get rid of any gravity. Great, now let's make them spawn all at once. For that we go back up to Emission and change the end to 1. Now we want them inside of the box. To do so, open the source menu and change Emit From to Volume. Perfect. Let's change these ugly loser balls to our metaballs. Open Render, change Render As to Object and select your metaball as Instance. Play around with the scale and increase the scale random. Now it comes to your liking, if you want a big rock with many holes or a small one with less. What I feel like looks the best is if you actually create 3 particle systems with each different scale and emission number, so from small to big. Usually if it looks a little too crowded, it's good. If you feel like you got something, we can go on. Now we want to cut out the metaballs out of our icosphere. For that we need to convert the metaball system to a mesh. Before we do that, you can increase the detail on your metaballs. But this can get quite hard on your PC, so be gentle. Then we can use a boolean modifier on the icosphere and select the metamesh. This might take some time. You can then apply the boolean modifier. Smooth it out with a subdivision surface modifier. If you aren't happy with how it looks, you can hit Ctrl Z a few times. From here, it's on you how detailed you want it. I like to take some time and add some details by sculpting, making some scratches, craters and opening some tunnels. If you want some detail but don't want to spend much time, you can subdivide it a bunch of times, apply it and then go to Edit mode. Then open Select and select Random. Lower the ratio a bit and activate Proportional Editing. You can change the radius by scrolling. Make it smaller. If you now scale in, you can create some dents into the stone. If it starts to lag, like on my trusty old laptop, you can use a decimate modifier and apply that. Let's set the scale and cube project the UVs. As texture, I like to use the stone texture again. Once again, with the color ramp you can get rid of any color. You can also change it a little depending on your scene. If you want to be super fancy, you can import the crystal system from my last tutorial and put it on the asteroid. Just use a join geometry node to make the asteroid visible. PS, you can also create cheese with this technique.